Hey, we are talking about sleep for performance. If you remember from last week, we have broken this unit into 4 blocks. We're going to continue to talk about sleep throughout the course of the academic year. But right now, our initial sleep for performance is going to be organized by an introduction, a rhythms and consistency lesson. We're going to talk about sleep hygiene, look at our actual sleep environment. And then we're going to talk about special situations that may impact our sleep, such as traveling and understanding what goes on if I have a poor night's sleep and how I can combat that. Last week, if you remember, we talked about that sleep is a restorative, naturally occurring process that we can enjoy on a nightly basis that's going to put my body back in a position to be able to give effort the next day. So regardless of whatever activity I'm participating in, if I'm an athlete, if I'm a coach, if I'm a teacher, if I'm a parent, I can really benefit from what's going on with sleep because it's going to restore what I have in my body and what I used the previous day. Okay. We talked about the physical and the mental impacts that can come from not having sleep. Okay. There's some deleterious effects from not having enough sleep and enough quality of sleep on muscular contraction, things like force production and power production. Okay. All these things are needed on the field or on the court in the swimming pool. Okay, we've talked about some of the mental, the impacts of my mental game, slower decision making. Things are just less fine tuned. I'm a little bit slower with reaction time. So it has both mental and physical impacts if I don't get enough good sleep. And then finally, a big take home message from last week is we can really be drivers in how we operate with around our sleep. And it has to do with choice. I choose when I go to sleep. I choose when I wake up. I choose how clean my room is, the temperature, and what the overall sleep environment. So I really can be a very active player in my sleep. I can influence my sleep. Okay. The 3 different aspects of sleep within a sleep cycle, which occurs about every 90 minutes and is recurring over and over multiple sleep cycles throughout a night. About every 90 minutes, I enter into a new sleep cycle, and I have a light sleep, a deep sleep, and a rapid eye movement or REM stage sleep. Within light sleep, if you remember, that is the interim between being awake and getting really, really deep into my sleep. Deep sleep, that's where a lot of hormones are released. That's important because I need that for muscular repair, restoring different fuel sources that I use the next day or the previous day. Okay. REM stage sleep, I'm actually starting to wake back up. If you think about the cycle, I'm going back up to the top before I enter into light sleep again. REM stage sleep, I have a lot of brain activity. This is where memories are converted into long-term storage, okay, or my long-term memories, and my brain is actually cleaned, if you will. Lower temperature, a lot of different types of movement with electrical signals, and I'm actually starting to cement memories, but I'm also taking care of my brain health during this phase. Okay, so a new area here we're going to talk about is the idea of circadian rhythm. I just want you to think about circadian rhythm being consistency. A lot of our processes within our bodies are controlled largely by hormone release, and hormones love consistency. So the more consistent I am, hormone release is going to occur at different times during the day. If I'm inconsistent and I'm not on schedule, hormones they're just kind of confused. It may be released at different quantities or amounts at different times of day, and it takes a little bit more time to adjust to my new schedule. And then if I'm inconsistent again, it's trying to reset and find that new set point. Think about a thermostat at my house. I put it on a certain degree, 70 degrees, let's say, and it gets there. Then I open the windows and it gets really cold. And then now it's trying to figure out how to recalibrate to 70 degrees. Then I shut the windows. Okay, now it's trying to recalibrate back. That's what my body is doing. And if I can just keep the windows closed, keep everything good, my thermostat can find where it likes to function, and I can be repeatable. So throughout my week, I want to be as consistent as I can with my sleep times when I go to bed and my wake times when I wake up the next day. How do we do this? Remember last week, we introduced this idea of a sleep log. Wanted you to just explore this 1 week. Okay. Didn't give a lot of instructions other than to fill it in. We also talked about we want to control the things that we can control. I can't really control if I have to wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I can't control if a branch breaks out of the tree outside and I hear it fall down. I just can't control that. So I'm not going to worry about it. What I am going to worry about is when I'm intentionally trying to go to bed and what I'm trying to do in the morning when I'm waking up. Okay. This is an example of being as consistent as I can. Understanding I'm a college athlete and things may change. I may have to study. I may have to travel. Things are not always ideal, but I want to fight to be as consistent as I can. Here's a quick image here, a quick look at maybe trying to go to bed around 11. There's days that stay up a little bit later. There's days went to bed a little bit earlier. In the morning, same thing too. You may have a little bit opportunity on the weekends to sleep in a little bit, and that is fine. This is not a perfect world. We are college athletes with have academic responsibilities as well. We just want to strive to be as consistent as possible. Okay. In order to be consistent, one thing that we can work toward is the development of a sleep routine. Okay. A sleep routine is essentially what I'm doing in the hour or 30 minutes before I'm going to bed. Okay. So Tessa Johns from Athletic Training has created this wonderful nighttime routine. You can take out your phone right now and you can take a snapshot of this QR code on the left. It will take you right to a Spark story, and it's going to take you exactly what it's going to take you through a routine that you can do. And if you follow this in the 30 minutes leading up to bed, it's going to help you slow down. It's going to help you relax and hop into bed in a good mindset. It also has a link to the Calm app. Calm app is free for Penn State student athletes, all Big Ten student athletes, and it can give you instructions to get there. So our two main takeaways today for this week, we want to be as consistent as we can with our sleep and wake times. And we want to write down our nighttime sleep routine in the minutes and the hour leading up to bed. I would really encourage everybody to try out the example below. Take a snapshot of the QR code and it'll take you right there. Two things this week: be as consistent as we can, try our routine.